Ladies and gentlemen, gather around because today we're diving into the most dramatic football soap opera you've ever heard. This is the story of Pep Guardiola, the tactical genius who turned Manchester City into football royalty, only to find himself trapped in the longest losing streak of his career. But this isn't just about the games he lost. Oh no. This is about the man, the emotions, the wild outbursts, the sheer chaos of it all. Let's rewind to the beginning. Picture it. Pep, fresh off a treble-winning season. The man is walking on sunshine, smiling in every press conference, and giving motivational speeches that could make even the grumpiest player run through walls. He's unstoppable, or so we thought. Now, let's talk about the first crack in the armor. Manchester City loses a match they should have easily won. And Pep? Oh, he doesn't take it well. You'd think someone told him they're banning short passes forever. He's pacing the sidelines, hands on his head, muttering to himself like a mad scientist whose experiment just exploded. The first loss is always the hardest, especially when you're Pep Guardiola, a man who lives, breathes, and possibly dreams in tactical diagrams. As the final whistle blows, his face is a mix of shock and disbelief. He stares at the scoreboard like it personally insulted him. Then, in typical Pep fashion, he storms off down the tunnel, muttering something in Catalan that probably translates to, "How could this happen?" In the locker room afterward, it's full-on Shakespearean drama. Pep stands there, staring at his clipboard like it betrayed him. The silence is deafening. Players exchange nervous glances as Pep's jaw tightens. He's not shouting yet. That's what makes it even scarier. Then, bam! He slams the clipboard on the table so hard that even the water bottles flinch. Grealish, ever the joker, leans over to Haaland and whispers, "Is he okay?" But Haaland doesn't reply. He's too busy trying not to make eye contact with Pep, who's now pacing like a caged lion. Finally, Pep speaks. "Do you want to know what losing feels like? Because this is losing. This is the abyss." His voice echoes off the walls, and the room goes silent again. Well, almost silent, except for Kevin De Bruyne, who's covering his face with a towel to hide his laughter. The post-match press conference is no less dramatic. Pep walks in, looking like he just aged 10 years. A journalist innocently asks, "Pep, what went wrong today?" Big mistake. Pep glares at the reporter like they just suggested he play without a midfield. "What went wrong?" he repeats, his voice dripping with disbelief. "Everything went wrong. The passes, the movement, the energy. Football is supposed to be beautiful, and today it was ugly." He storms off before anyone can ask another question, leaving the room stunned and slightly entertained. This wasn't just a loss. This was a seismic event in the world of Pep Guardiola. For a man who demands perfection, one slip-up feels like the end of the world. And trust me, this was only the beginning. The losses keep coming, and Pep's emotions spiral. Each match feels like a Shakespearean tragedy. One day, he's hopeful, giving passionate pre-match talks about bravery and creativity. The next, he's a broken man, sitting on the bench with his head in his hands, muttering, "Why, football? Why do you hate me?" As the streak grows longer, Pep starts to question everything. During one training session, he halts a passing drill to rant about the lack of soul in the ball's movement. "Where is the passion? Where is the rhythm? You're playing like statues in a museum." The players exchange confused glances, with Grealish muttering to Haaland, "Mate, I think he's been watching too many art documentaries." His post-match press conferences become legendary. After one particularly bad loss, he's asked if he's worried about his team's performance. Pep's response? "Worried? No, I am not worried. I am devastated." He's so animated, it looks like he might flip the table in front of him. At training, his behavior becomes erratic. One day, he tells the players they need to feel the ball, become the ball. The next, he's yelling at the grass for not being green enough. He's caught on camera dramatically pointing at the pitch, shouting, This is not grass. This is betrayal." Grealish, unable to resist, jokes, "Boss, do you want us to water it with tears?" The players try to lift his spirits. De Bruyne organizes a team dinner, complete with speeches about the good old days when they were winning. But even then, Pep's emotions get the better of him. He stands up, glass in hand, and declares, "We will rise again, but first we must suffer." The players cheer, though Grealish whispers to Foden, "What do you reckon, speech or audition for a Shakespeare play?" This is where things get intense. Pep's anxiety starts showing in ways no one expects. He's overthinking every detail. During one match, he spends the entire first half obsessing over the opposing team's throw-in technique. He's pacing, gesturing wildly, yelling things like, "Why throw? Why not roll?" The camera catches him furiously sketching something on his clipboard, only for it to turn out to be a frustrated doodle of a football with an angry face. At training, his micromanagement reaches new heights. He pauses a simple passing drill to reposition every cone on the field by exactly 3 inches. When a bemused Ruben Dias asks if it'll make a difference, Pep snaps, "It is the difference between winning and mediocrity." One infamous moment comes during a rainy day match. Pep's umbrella flips inside out mid-rant at the fourth official, leaving him drenched and furious. Instead of retreating, he keeps yelling, now soaking wet, shouting, "This is a metaphor for our season." The clip goes viral, and the internet dubs it Pep's Storm. But the pressure really gets to him when he's caught on camera arguing with the fourth official about added time. As he passionately gesticulates, he doesn't notice a stray water bottle on the ground. Suddenly, Pep trips, stumbles, and faceplants. The crowd gasps. The bench? Stunned silence. Grealish tries to help, but Pep waves him off, sitting up dramatically and muttering, "No, this is what I deserve." Even at home, Pep can't escape the anxiety. Reports emerge of him spending hours rewatching old matches, pausing every few seconds to take notes on things that could have been better. His wife is overheard saying, "Pep, it's 3 a.m. Maybe the grass pattern isn't why we lost." The players grow increasingly concerned. Kevin De Bruyne organizes a light-hearted training session to ease the tension, but Pep takes it as an opportunity to shout, "We cannot be light-hearted when the world is falling apart." The players exchange awkward glances, with Haaland whispering to Foden, "He's going full mad scientist, isn't he?" Despite all the chaos, there's something endearing about Pep's meltdown. His passion is unmatched, and even when he's at his wit's end, he still cares deeply for his team. Grealish sums it up best. He's like a genius who's just stuck in his own head, but we've got his back. Realizing their manager is at breaking point, the players hatch a plan. First, they prank him, just a little. Grealish and Foden team up to replace his meticulously crafted clipboard notes with doodles of stick figure footballers, complete with exaggerated hairstyles and captions like "Haaland the goal machine." Pep's reaction? Priceless. He stares at it for a full minute before muttering, "This is modern art." The bench erupts in laughter, but Pep, ever the perfectionist, starts analyzing the doodles like tactical diagrams. Next, they decide to lift the mood with some team bonding. Grealish organizes a karaoke night in the locker room. The highlight? Haaland performing a hilariously off-key rendition of Wonderwall, while Ruben Dias accompanies him with air guitar. Even Pep can't resist cracking a smile, though he quickly covers it up by pretending to adjust his tie. But the players don't stop there. De Bruyne, the team's unofficial leader, delivers an impassioned speech during practice. "We're not just a team," he says. "We're a family, and families stick together, even when the grass isn't green enough for the boss." The players burst out laughing, but the sentiment sticks. They're determined to win, not just for themselves, but to see Pep's genuine smile again. The players even take small steps to shield Pep from unnecessary stress. When he starts obsessively repositioning cones during training, Diaz quietly shifts them back to their original spots after Pep walks away, whispering, "It's okay, boss. We've got this." Slowly but surely, Pep's spirits begin to lift. He starts cracking jokes of his own, though they're usually tactical metaphors that leave everyone confused. "If we are the chess pieces," he says one day, "then I am the pawn who becomes the queen." The players nod politely, though Grealish leans over to Foden and whispers, "Do you think he's okay?" Despite a few more losses, the team's efforts pay off. Pep's fiery passion begins to shine again, and the players rally around him. "We will rise," Pep declares dramatically after a particularly grueling practice, "or I will explode." The team erupts in laughter, and for the first time in weeks, Pep joins in too. A genuine, heartfelt laugh that reminds everyone why they love the game, and their manager so much.